What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 35 different cryptocurrencies in this video. Yes, 35 different cryptos. I've been a bad C-Zar, man. I haven't been doing the requests. They've been piling up over the past couple weeks, so I've got a list to start tonight with 35 cryptos. So let's get into this. Let's get going. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more. If you're interested in the list of cryptos that I'll be going over, I will leave a list in the description below. I will leave it this time, and I will leave timestamps because there are a ton of coins we're going over. So 35 coins. Even at a minute a pop, this video is going to be a long time, so I'm going to try to just breeze through these unless there were more specific requests, which some of them there were, but not really for a lot of these. Hit that like button, you guys. Let's get going. First one is CKB for Purple Mishra. I don't know how to pronounce it, but CKB and RPL are the ones that we're doing for you, my friends. So looking at this thing here on a daily basis, the daily RSI does look very strong, postured in the right way, I would say. You could go down a little bit from here. You absolutely could see a little bit of a pullback, and I think that that's fine. From a relative low to a relative high, 236. Yeah, I could see. I mean, it is common. It's not common. It's more common in circumstances like this to find support on the 236. When I say it's more common, I don't mean that that's the more common thing. I just mean that this finding support, it's so confusing. I'm sorry. Finding support on the 236 is not a common thing at all. Okay, generally speaking, you don't stop there, you go lower. But for this uncommon thing to happen, it's more common of this still uncommon thing to happen during strong moves like this, if that makes sense. If not, don't worry about it. Just know bouncing off of the red line, at the end of the day, it is uncommon to do. Anyways, a move down to the 382 would suffice. I think that makes sense. Bouncing down, pulling back to your 382 area after a strong move like this is something that is very common. So that's at 1.368 cents. I would say that makes sense to me. You probably go down there. Yeah, your 4-hour RSI agrees with that. So without any wasting of the time, let's just let's wrap that up and call it good. Calling for the price to go down to 1.36. Let's just say 1.369 cents, and probably a little bit lower, right? It can go a little bit lower and it's okay, but around that area, give or take. Let's see, right? Like maybe go to 0.13 itself, and that's fine, okay? And even if you go a little bit below that, that's fine too. It's just, it's more common to hold this 382 area, so that's what I'm calling for. If you by chance go all the way down here to 20.99, you're still fine. You're still totally fine, okay? So don't panic if you go lower than what I'm calling for, but this is the call, that area there. RGB, is that the next one? I'm sorry, RPL is the next one. RPL Rocket Pool, that's right, that's what this one is. Still at the same requesters request. Looking at this on a 4-hour basis, I actually really do like the RSI right here. It does make me wonder, you know, we've found support on the 50 enough times, why haven't we moved up? That's a little bit concerning, but I do like the volume. I like the way the RSI and the price action is postured overall. If we take a high to a low here, you are crowding the 618, so that's kind of a good look in itself. Again, I don't necessarily like this, but it's not the worst thing ever, and you definitely can turn to the upside. But you know, like here, you found support on the 50 once, right? You consolidated in this area, but you didn't find support off the 50 a bunch of different times, right? Oh, sorry, I thought I saw a bug. Maybe it was a bug. Maybe it was a fly and I was moving fast. I leave my door open all day, guys, in the summertime because it's just so nice. So sometimes we get bugs in here, but I feel like I swat at flies every now and then in my videos. It's not a common thing. I mean, I guess it's a common enough thing, but it's not like I live in a dirty house, guys. It's a very, very well-kept house, actually. You can go back and watch any video. It's very rare that this place is out of whack, honestly. But let's get back to the main point here. From a high to a low, if you see me doing karate chops, it's only because flies are afraid of karate. And I've already killed 3 of them today. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I really hate they know to go right for your ear too. They fly like right there. It's like they're trying. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is. Let's get back on task here, okay? RPL Rocket Pool. I am gonna guess that it moves up higher. I'm gonna guess that it does. Okay. Probably looking to move up to about 1221 to 1266. That's my estimate. That's my assumption. Daily RSI looks fine. The 4-hour looks good enough. Again, I don't have a huge problem with it. So let's call for it to move up because that's what I think you're gonna do. Yeah. And if not, to those zones I mentioned before, maybe a little bit higher. No, I think that makes sense. 1277, 1332, 1221, 1266. Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe not 1322 or 1332, whatever it was, but something closer to like 12 to 1270, somewhere in that zone, right? Anyways, that's RPL. Let's move on to I think we need DEX screener for this next one. The ticker is DICK, Dick, at the request of Mr. AB. I'm assuming it's a crypto. He said, he told me to look at this one, and I don't know if it's a stock or a crypto. It might be this one. I'm not 100% sure. Dick, Moby Dick, Dick Tid, a Dick Ted. I know a Ted, and he's not a dick. A little weird, but he's a good guy. Let's see, market cap here. Volume. Is this the one? AB, is this the one that you wanted me to talk about? It's got the most volume, right? Dick with butt. Wait a second. I think you did specify. Let's see here. Hold on now. It might be dick with butt. And pardon my language, you guys. I'm not the one that's saying this. This is just the coins that are out there, right? It's not me saying this. I'm just reading what I'm hearing. I'm looking on Discord right now. You guys can't see it, right? Because I'm trying to keep it relative to the charts here. Man, this is not going well for making a fast video, is it? Let's see. Requests. What did you say? You said... He just said dick. He didn't say anything else. Okay, so we're going to go for the one with the most volume, not the one with the funniest name. And the one with the most volumes just happens to also be the one with the funniest name. So dick with butt it is. DWB. Oh, no, it's not that one, is it? Because you said DICK, so it's not. I'm sorry, guys. With these meme coins, it's kind of hard, but it's definitely this one, right? It's got to be, because that's the only one other than Moby Dick, but that's only $82. So we're going to go with this one. 3K in volume. Still not a lot. Stay away. Not even worth all that for nothing, AB. Wasting our time. Thank you, sir or madam. Yeah, not even worth doing analysis on this one. No volume, lack of volume. The volume's already low and the chart is just dead. You're going to have a hard enough time getting your money into this. You're going to have an even harder time getting it out. It's just it's not even worth it, man, right? Like you could buy, let's say you bought $3,000 right here. Well, you can't, because that was the whole day's worth of volume. You're going to send the price up probably. Let's say you try to sell. Well, you can't. You're going to send it down. It's not worth it, man. There's not enough liquidity. I don't care. And I've talked to people too. I've like literally sat down with people who are good at picking out penny stocks or like very low liquidity things, and sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. I've talked with family members about this stuff before, and they're like, why don't you get into stuff like that? Like if you put a little bit in, maybe it's hard to get out, but if it goes up, it could be, it'd be really easy to get out. There'd be more liquidity and it'd be really good. And it's just like anytime I personally have invested in something that was low liquidity, I've always regretted it. I don't know if I have anybody else out there that has that experience or not, but just for me personally, I don't care how promising something is. I would miss out on its lows if it meant buying it higher, as long as there's more liquidity. Like genuinely, to me, I need liquidity to prove itself. And this thing, the whole reason why is because you probably won't be able to get in at this price. You probably won't be able to get out at the price that you send it to if you were to get in. Just not worth talking about, other than just kind of my personal bias on liquidity. Anyways, that was a good waste of time there. Let's move on to Solana. Solana at the request of Flower Child on Coinbase here. Let's see. We're at 149 right now and 39 cents. Weekly RSI looking like it wants to turn around here. Coming back above the 50 is a good thing. I like the daily RSI as well. Crowding this 123 moving average, something that you don't seem to show too much respect on, so that's not too significant, but I like what you're doing on the 4-hour as well. Just like a lot of these coins, though, it's like, why aren't you moving up? You look like you should be moving up, but you're not. Perhaps you move down. It is possible, I suppose, from a high or a low to a high. Maybe you could move down to 140, but something tells me you're going to keep moving up. I don't know. I like the 4-hour. I really like the 4-hour RSI. And you're holding, I think you're going to move up, man. I think this is like, it's meant to be tricky. And it definitely, at first, right, before this move up, I was thinking we were going to see a little bit more of a move down. But I'm starting to think that we're not going to get that move down. If we go lower than this, sure, we can go a little bit lower, but I don't think we'll go lower than this low. Really, I think it's going to move up. So over the coming days, over the coming weeks, maybe not today, but over the coming days and over the coming weeks, I would say expect prices to see anything from 156 to 182. And I'm sorry, it's not more specific than that, but I mean, genuinely, honestly, I'd probably expect this 170 to 180 area, 172 to 182 area. This thing looks very similar to Bitcoin Cash, just on its fib perspective. Very similar, not completely identical, but very similar. Because Bitcoin Cash had 2 peaks just below its 618, and now it's reaching anyways, totally different thing. But that's Solana, Luna, Terra Luna. Luna USD, fun fact, if you do it on Kraken, that is Luna Classic. You don't have to do Luna C, right? Luna, the Terra Luna 2, they just do it as Luna 2 on Kraken. Anyways, Luna Classic here, looking good on the daily RSI. I definitely like it. It's somewhat of a consolidation in the RSI, but it does look like it wants to pop to the upside. The price action itself is consolidating. It looks like a ascending triangle of sorts, right? Yeah, I would say it looks like it wants to move up. Again, you look like you should have moved up already. I don't know why you haven't, but you've slipped down and ate it up immediately. So I think this thing does want to move up. It's just holding off for whatever reason. The 4-hour looks bullish, definitely more bullish than it does bearish. The weekly, of course, sucks because, well, this thing fell off a cliff, right? For anybody that doesn't know, right? Terra Luna, maybe if you're new to this cycle, you don't know. But even people who weren't involved in crypto last cycle probably heard about Terra Luna and DOGINME. High to low, not respecting the fibs so far. Maybe that's not the right fib to take. Maybe this high to low. I like this one a little bit more. Okay, so if you're moving up, I would expect you break past this. You probably go up to your 382 area. So let's call for prices to go to 3 zeros, 13683. You're at 4 zeros, 874 right now. So decent gains in a short amount of time, probably, right? Certainly by the end of the year, but probably well before that. I think you might even see higher prices than that by the end of the year. Time will tell. Maybe you only go here, but that's nice. 54% gains. I would expect that to happen over the coming weeks and months, right? Like the next couple months, if not literally the next month itself. But we'll see. Luna, looking like it wants to move up. RUNE, again, man, timing is not my strong suit. I'll call for something to happen in a week, and then it happens in 2 weeks, right? And it's like I was right about it happening. I'm just wrong about when it happens, and that is. I will be wrong no matter what, right? I've been wrong again. I've been wrong. I'll be wrong again. I've been right. I'll be wrong again. It's just a matter of time, and just repetitions. But with guessing when things happen versus where the price is going to be, guessing when it's going to happen, I'm a lot more wrong with stuff like that, right? If you've watched the channel long enough, you've probably gathered that timing is not the easiest thing to do. But let's move on, man. Let's stop talking so damn much. RUNE for Babu. We're talking about RUNE for you, my friend. RUNE, Binance, moving up. Thorchain, right? $5.11 right now. Having a hell of a week already. 13% up, nice. 14% last week. Good. You're looking like you're going to outpace last week. See, this is what I feel like. Thorchain looks like what a lot of cryptos should be doing, right? It's as if most crypto looks as if they were Thorchain's chart, like right here, but without this move up, right? They're just chilling. They're like down here without having a higher high, respectively. This looks good. Volume's increasing, relatively speaking. It was decreasing a little bit here in this consolidation phase, but as you're breaking out, you're building. Nice. I like it. So higher. Higher's probably where you're going to go, yes. And anybody and everybody, I get it, guys. I get it. I understand where it's coming from, right? You want to call this an inverse head and shoulders. Everybody's saying that. I don't think it is, right? It's not you want to say it's slanted, right? That's an inverse head and shoulders, and then that it's slanted. Okay, but the thing is this is slanted down, right? And then from here it's slanted up, right? It can't be an inverse head and shoulders, a slanted head and shoulders, because it's slanted down here and then it's slanted up here. It's not an inverse head and shoulders. I see where you're getting it, right? You've got your peaks over here and your central peak here. I get it, but it's not an inverse head and shoulders, and the volume's all wrong too. So don't measure that way. You're probably going to get the measurements wrong. I mean, watch it work out perfectly for that for some reason, but it's not an inverse head and shoulders. And a lot of cryptos look like this. So I feel like that applies to a lot of different cryptos. But enough of getting sidetracked. Your daily RSI looks very good. I like what you're doing right now. Looks like you're moving up. And again, this is for Babu, in case I didn't give you a shout out. Number one, undistinguished or indistinguished rect Babu. However you pronounce it, what is it? Number one distinguished rect Babu. OG. Oh, it's wrecked OG now, not even Babu. Rune, looking like it wants to move higher. 61869 area, the golden ratio is probably where it's going to go, between $6.46 to $7.19, a little bit above that maybe, right around these previous highs. Yeah, makes sense to me, right? Like if you look at it like zones, you've got a high to a low in this zone here. You've got a high to a low in this zone here. If you're breaking this high, you're probably going to go to the highs of the next zone, right? And then after that, so on and so forth, right? If not, then you're going to find resistance at the lows, but I don't think you're going to. It looks like you want to continue to go. So let's call for prices 645, 646 to $7.20, somewhere in that area. Yes, over the coming days, like it's happening right now. It's happening right before your eyes, right? It's probably within the first half of October, if not even by the end of this month, that those prices could be achieved. Which, by the way, I want to measure that just for reference sake. Okay, nice gains, right? Nothing as crazy as what we saw with Luna, but pretty close. And I'm more confident that Rune wants to move up immediately than Luna. But Luna, when it takes off, it can just do that, right? Like it can go really fast. KCS, KuCoin is the next one for Babu as well, or Mr. or Mrs. OG. Looking at KuCoin here, KuCoin shares on crypto. You know, we can look at it on KuCoin, because this is KuCoin's coin on their exchange. I trust this price data the most. High to low here, 382.236-ish. Daily RSI, neutral yet. Nah, I'd say it's pretty bearish actually. Not the best look. Volume's picking up, yes, but we're not doing anything. Weekly RSI looks like it's at a good area to turn around, but it could go lower. Low to high. Is this the high that I should measure from? I think this is. Yeah, it looks good. Actually, it does look good. Okay, good. This is a nice look here. Right, go into your 382.236 and then down to your 618. Back up to your 382, but you held the 0.5. That's good. Get above your 382. That's the current goal. You need to get above. You basically need to get above $9, but technically $8.96. You need to get above there. Once you get above there, you are essentially turning around the direction of this fib retracement, right? And now looking to potentially extend out based off of this high to this low. But we haven't validated that yet. Again, comparing this to Rune, right? Rune has this going on for it. Every other crypto looks like this right now. It's like it should be moving up, but it's not. Why not? I do expect KCS to move up. It could move down temporarily. I don't know. The 4-hour looks good. I'm going to call for it to move up. A little bit shakier with this one. Not as sure, but I am going to call for it to move up. Low to high here. Yes. I think it holds this area. I don't think it goes too much lower. If you go below $7.97, you're probably going to see $7.56 to $7.44, somewhere in that area, and then up. But I think you do hold this area. I think you're moving up relatively like immediately. And where are you going to go? You know, maybe we should look at the daily if we're looking for kind of like relative stuff. Relatively speaking, from this high to this low, I think we could expect you to go to $9.33, $10.11, potentially as high as like $11 itself, or just below there, but something probably closer to $9.33 to $10.11. But there is, I would say there's a decent chance of this zone being hit, $10.75 to $11, because this is where your prior highs are right there. So just keep that in mind. Expected zone, primary zone, right? Primary target area, but potential bonus points to be awarded if you were to go higher. If you do go higher, right, that doesn't mean, oh, it's off to the moon, right? You'll probably stop at this point. But I mean, anything can happen. But just so you're aware of the target areas there. That's KCS. Compound is the next one. And then we're talking about Brett after that. Compound at the request of Disney is greedy. Compound on Coinbase. Yes, this one is boring, my friend. It is very boring, right? It's been the most boring crypto since 2022 in June. Just up and down and sideways, completely sideways. Definitely getting higher highs and higher lows in this consolidation, accumulation phase, whatever you want to call it. Volume's dying off, so we know we are getting to the end. But when is the end? Is it this week? Is it next week? Is it next year? I don't know, right? Hopefully sooner than later. I do think it's going to move up. I'm not worried about the upside at all, right? This is one of my bigger bags that I have personally from in my portfolio. From a high to a low, right? So whenever I say that I'm not concerned about this thing going lower, it's not from a bias standpoint. It's just from a fact that like I have some, so I look at this chart every now and then, right, to just make sure everything looks good. I'm not worried about the price going lower at all, right? I definitely am anticipating a nice breakout. The analysis on this thing, I don't even have to get in depth, right? Essentially, the analysis is we're waiting until we break above like $90 again, $100, that zone, right, this top area. When we break above there, it's go time to probably prices that are above $300, right, at least to 230. But until then, we don't know, right? Because we could move up from here, but we're just in the same zone. We could find resistance right here, like we did before, like and then maybe we move up later, like who knows, who knows. So I'm not getting excited on any move up at all. As late or irrelevant as it sounds, I won't get excited until we take out this high. Really, I won't get excited until we have a weekly close above this high. It was the same thing last time, right? It was the same thing here. I wasn't going to get excited until, and it wasn't that weekly close. I remember it was this weekly close, right? And I got excited, and the next week was very exciting, but then it just flopped afterwards. So hopefully we don't get a flop this time. Hopefully we do get the real deal. Last time it was $63. That was kind of the area, right? This time it is, I would say, like $90, if not $100 itself. So we're just waiting, man. And I do think it's going to move up. Again, I'm not worried about the downside. I don't think it's going to move down. But for the time being, for what we're looking at on the daily, I wouldn't be surprised if it did move down from a low to a high, potentially down to about $46, $48, somewhere in that zone, and then up. I think it will continue moving up. It's just probably moves down first. All right, that's compound. And overall, again, we are expecting compound to move up. It's just when, right? I'm not going to guess when, because timing is not the easiest thing. Let's see here. Brett. From a low to a high, all the way down to your 618 double bottom. It kind of reminds me of like a Adam and Eve almost. Like that would be a very small Adam and then your larger Eve. I don't know, but a double bottom nonetheless. It's got this like high heel shape, right? With that like just like that, and then I don't know. Kind of like an Adam and Eve, like literally kind of like an Adam and Eve. But it's not right. It is and it isn't, so I'm not going to call it an Adam and Eve. Really what it is it's just a downward sloping channel, right? And you're breaking out of it now. Clearly you are breaking out of it, right? You're getting more volume as you're breaking out of it. That's nice. You haven't had a breakout move just yet, but you're testing the waters, and the water is fine apparently, right? Oh, you're not breaking out now. Okay. Sorry, I drew it roughly. I was thinking based off of that high, but no, if we look at this. Okay, so maybe you're not breaking out. You're looking to move up and then break out. At this rate, you'll move up to your 382 at around 9.5 cents, probably by the end of this month, if not in the beginning of next month. It's very common when interacting with the 382. Oh, I guess you're going up to the upside. You can go above it, okay? All I'm trying to say is you don't have to find resistance right at it, and you didn't these two times. So you could go just above it, right? Probably right to these highs, right around like 10 cents itself. But 9.5 to 10.5 cents, something like that is probably where you're going to go to by the end of this month, if not by the beginning of next month. And then we're going to look to break out of this, okay? We're not breaking out yet, and that's why obviously you're not seeing the breakout move, but you're probably going to get some kind of breakout move next month in October, and that's when things will get really exciting. For now, creeping and crawling, right? A little bit up, a little bit of down, whatever, but for right now, it looks like you actually do want to move up temporarily. Yes, I would say so. So yeah, 9.5 to 10.5 cents, that's Brett. And then maybe it consolidates, maybe it moves down after that a little bit, but sometime in October, I would expect a breakout, right? A breakout in the sense of like more bullish price action than you've seen since you started your long phase of consolidation back in June. Huh, nice. Right, no wonder everybody loved Brett, man. It was the only one pumping while everything else was dumping. Brett, okay, that's that at the request of Unlawful Law, by the way. Shout out to Unlawful Law. T-Fuel, no, not that one, sorry. XCN at the request of Robert Wiseman or Wiesman. I don't know. It's spelled like Wiesman, but it could be Wiseman. You know, XCN USD on Coinbase here. I love XCN. I know a lot of people are getting like sad and scared with some of their coins, and XCN is one that I hear people like being discouraged about, but man, I really do like this coin a lot. I mean, from a relative low, is that the low? Is that the actual low? Yeah, that's the low there. To a relative high, you literally tipped your 786, right? And I've been saying this for over a month now, probably 2 months, if not around there, that the space has been, I don't know what word to use, man. It's like this craze. It's the latest fad. It's the thing that all the cool kids are doing, where instead of finding support or resistance at your 61869, you just tear right through it and go to your 786. You find support there and you have an immediate kind of recovery like this. To be completely fair, this isn't the best one to go off of because you actually did find support in your 069 area and then you went down. But just generally speaking, a lot of things have been finding support on their 786. So I like this as a low, right? Markets, you know, moving together and stuff like that. The crypto market moves together. When you see a lot of cryptos finding significance on their 786, it brings more significance to it to me whenever I see it on any chart. So finding support here, I definitely like that. Again, I said for like the past couple months, so I've probably identified this before. It looks like you want to break out of this to the upside. It definitely does look like you're breaking some downward sloping resistance. Maybe you've already broken it, maybe you haven't. I would like to see you get a little bit further, right? Based off of the fibs, and I think based off of the trend as well, I think it would be much nicer to see this thing above this green line here, above 0.00174. You're at 0.0014 now, so move up there. Move up there, do that, and I think you will, but just when is the question. And when you can do, we can talk about higher prices, right? XCN, when it moves, you can notice it likes to move fast. So we get this breakout, right? We move up to here. That would imply that we're probably going to get a bigger move that moves pretty damn fast, right? And I'm not talking about end of the month. I'm talking about by the end of the year. If not going into early next year, we'd be at new cycle highs, if not like dramatically higher, right? Like we'll see. We'll see how time goes. But this thing does like to move fast whenever it breaks out. So it's right there. It's right at the precipice of that. On a weekly basis, the RSI looks fine to move higher, I think. The daily RSI looks great. You could go down a little bit from here. The RSI, I think, would allow for that, and that you'd be fine. But I think if you were to have gone down, this is the area to do it. You would have done it already. So I think you're consolidating. You're going to move sideways any day now. It's sometime within the next week, I would assume. Right? It could be by the end of this week. It could be sometime next week. You're going to move up, and we're going to see how you do with this line. Okay, we're going to see. Right? Whenever you break that, I think it's going to lead to better things. Right? So right now we're looking for 0.00174 XCN. That's that. As far as where's it going to go, if and when this exciting stuff happens, I would expect that we are going to see prices all the way up at like 66% of a penny to 1.1 cents itself, somewhere in that area. You're at 14% of a cent right now, so that's very solid gains, likely by the end of this year is kind of my thoughts, if not in Q1 of next year. But that's XCN for Robert Wiesman or Wiseman. QNT for Mr. Mohammed El-Mensi. Quant on Coinbase here, looking like it wants to move up. Weekly RSI getting above the 50 is nice. You got 3 days and 20 hours left in this week. If you can close here or higher, I think that'd be crucial. Getting above the 50 is nice. Rejecting it, not so much, right? So get above the 50. Looking at the daily RSI is postured nice. Yeah, like the rest of the market, right? You've got everything in the right area. It looks like you should move up. Why aren't you doing it? So hopefully soon you will. 4-hour RSI daily. It all looks good to me. So I do think you're going to move higher. Volume is not there, which that's not necessarily a good thing. Yeah, I don't know. You're not really breaking out yet, but I would, if you're going to continue higher, I would like to see volume come in. If not, you could be running the risk of going down. Man, part of me wants to say you're going to move down. I'm going to say you are actually, Quant. I think you are going to move down. So you have previous areas of resistance. You haven't moved up already. Okay, let's call for you to move down. From a relative low to high, maybe, I don't know. I don't know where I would draw. Would it be from there? Would it be from here? Because these are like your fake outs. Maybe I need to take a different fib. High to low. Maybe back down to $76. You're at $78.34. Maybe back down to there and then up. probably up to $98, $106, stuff like that. Like you've got some more up in you for sure. I definitely do believe you're on your way to like prices above $200 even, but by the end of like October, maybe you're here at like 98 to 106, maybe, right? But for the coming days, I'd say you move down. You're at 78 bucks now, 78.34. You're going to move down to 76 bucks, and then we can talk about moving up. So that's that. That's my thoughts, at least, on that. COQ. None of this is financial advice. None of these are written on stone tablets by the scribes of God, right? This is just me in my living room doing technical analysis. I can be wrong. I will be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. It's not about that, right? It's not about that. It's nice to be right. Of course it is, right? I'm not saying that you wouldn't want to be right every single time if you could be. Of course you would. But nobody is. And that's why it's not about it. It's not about being right or wrong. What isn't about being right or wrong? Technical analysis, trading, investing. It's not about being right and wrong, right? A little bit. Of course, you're going to make more money if you're right, and you're going to make less money if you're wrong, but you're not necessarily guaranteed to make more money if you're right more often than you're wrong. You could be right 9 times out of 10, and that one time you're wrong cleans house and you lose everything. You could be wrong 9 times out of 10, but if you have the proper risk management, right, that one time that you're right out of 10, you could have been wrong 9 times in a row, and you're right one time, it'll make up for all those losses, and then you'll also be in the green if it's the right thing, right? You just need one. You just need one winner, and that's why it's not about being right or wrong. You could literally be right 90+% of the time and still lose. That's why it's not about being right or wrong, right? I'm not just saying that, like, I genuinely mean that. If you think it's about being right or wrong, that's not the way you're going to focus on things that hinder you, basically, in this game of technical analysis. It's kind of a mind fuck. Pardon my language. We're too far in this video for me to go back right now, but I try not to cuss. But that one just kind of came out. We were talking about dick earlier, so I guess this video is already unhinged. But it's a bit of a screwball, right, in your head whenever you hear this, because it's like one of those things that someone tells you, like, just be yourself, man, right? Like someone's like, how do you go about interacting with people? I'm so awkward with people. I don't know, like something like that. And you tell someone, just be yourself. It's a very vague thing, and it's like that's something that you kind of as an individual have to figure out for yourself. What I'm getting at is it's the same thing here with what was I talking about? What was I talking about? Who cares? All right, we're gonna move on, guys. We're going to move on. COQ, Inu, Mug Music. Looks like it wants to move up. Man, what was it that we were talking about? I'm going to replay it. I'm going to watch this later and be like, why didn't you complete the thought, man? Whatever, though. It's not about being right and wrong. I remember that it was something on that note. Oh, right. Okay, hold on. I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to bring it back now, because it's one of those things where, like, you hear that and you're like, okay, it's like it's not about being right and wrong, but, like, whenever you get into trading, whenever you get into investing, it really feels like that's all that matters. It feels like that's all that matters entirely. When you hear someone say it's not about being right or wrong, you're like, that's stupid. You're stupid. What are you talking about? That's dumb. You're wrong. Ha! That's why it's not about being right or wrong for you, because you're always wrong. No, it's literally not about being right or wrong. In fact, if you think it's about being right or wrong, you're probably going to lose more money, even if you are right. And I've been there, man. I've been in those positions where I was right. I had 18 winning trades in a row, 20-something winning trades in a row, and then one trade cleaned me out, right? Because I didn't have proper risk management. That's why if it doesn't click for you, it will once you've made enough mistakes or made enough correct decisions in your time trading. But man, I need to move on. COQ Inu. I had to complete the thought, guys. I have a real problem with that. It looks like it wants to move up. All in all, I think it does look like it wants to move up, right? So from a high to a low, I guess I would call for it to go up to the 61869, which is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros, 1799 to 1934. Somewhere in that zone, right above the 123, that makes sense. Also, if we kind of circle this here, little circle, and we delete the fibs, kind of right above this previous area of resistance, right at this previous area of support. You could go higher. This could be one of those moments where you shoot the 618, but I think you probably find resistance there. A little bit, momentary, and then continue to move up, right? It won't be anything significant like this, maybe something more like this, right, whenever you get up there. Just a little bit of turbulence and then continue your path. But that's the current target area. I would say you're moving up there. COQ, that's you. WOJAK from Mug Music as well. WOJAK. On Mexi. We'll do Mexi. Let's see here. From a high to a low. Crowding the 382. I love that. Yeah, you're going to move up, WOJAK. You definitely are. Yeah, I'm not worried about it at all. You should have rejected this overbought and you should have gone down already, but you haven't. You're winding up. Dude, this thing's going to blow like right up to the 61869. You're going to go straight to 0.001 to 0.0011 or 12 even. You could, with something like this, you really could go up to your 886, 786 zone. But first, let's just focus on that 61869. Be completely prepared that you could go a little bit higher, right? A lot of things have been finding significance on their 786. You have previous areas of resistance here. You do have previous areas of resistance here as well, and you even found resistance like right there before you went down. So significant areas all the way through. I'm calling for a move anywhere between 0.001 to 0.00137. That's what I'm calling for. And it's gonna happen fast, dude. Like you're gonna get a move like this, right? 2 days, it goes by, and then boom, you're there. It's going to be fast. It's not going to be like this. It's not going to take until like probably by the end of this month you're going to be there, I would think. That's my thoughts on WOJAK. This actually might be the winner. I need to record this cuz this might be. Yeah, dude. I think Mug Music might have a winner here. Genuinely. Man, I need to do that. Blue Zell USD. We're looking at it here on a weekly time frame from a relative low to the relative high. 618, double bottom off of it, kind of, right? Looking beautiful. Good volume. Bullish divergence on the weekly. All of it looks good. You look like you're right at the. It's funny, man. I hadn't had anybody talk smack about Blue Zell up here, right? When I was talking about it, I made price predictions. It was at 40 cents. It was at 30 cents. I know I talked about it before then even. I've talked about it back here. And I was talking about prices going to $100 or at least $80 by the end of this cycle. I say at least, I mean like for the high predictions. There's at least, I would say it was like $8 or $12 by the end of the cycle, something like that. I'm not going to get into that now. But nobody was talking smack about it up here. All of a sudden, I've got this like one person. It might be like two people, I don't know, but one person it seems who's just talking mad smack about Blue Zell, and they're talking about it down here. Right? They haven't talked about it since it made its move up here. Kind of a coincidence, right? Just like they weren't talking about it over here negatively. I wonder where the negativity comes from, man, because from a low to a high point, this is perfect. It literally, the volume's increasing as you're moving up, bouncing a very nice bounce off your 618, getting above your 0.5. All you need to do right now is get above your 382. You get above that, this low looks more convincing. Technically right now, by the definition of the fibs, it's not a low yet. It still has to prove itself. You have to get above the 382, but getting above 19.03 cents, getting above this area of resistance here, these areas of resistance back here, very crucial besides just on the fibs, just for the chart. So getting above 19 cents essentially is very crucial. That's probably your next area that you're going to go to. The weekly RSI looks fine. Daily RSI looks strong. Any movement down from here is probably going to be very insignificant. And maybe you do move down to your 0.5, although you've kind of already done that. I would compare this kind of to the chart we were just looking at. Which one was that? Was that WOJAK? Yeah. Where it's like coiled up. It looks like it wants to move up. It's just waiting though, right? It's just waiting. Yeah, dude, it's going to, any day now. Wow. That's really good on the 4 hour. I love that. That's powerful, right? Just lower lows with higher lows. That is beautiful, man. And your volume is dying off. Yes, your price is moving up and your volume is dying off, but really you're moving back. Like you're consolidating well within this range, I would say. You're going to get a quick move up too, man. It's going to be like this. Blue Zell likes to move up fast too. Wow, this one could be a winner tonight. Let's see. What are we going to do? Where are we going to move? Right, let's go back out to this because this is really all we have to go off of. 382, man. 19.8 cents. Oh, no, that's not right. I'm sorry. 19 cents. Look, from where we are now, 28%. It's probably going to be a quick move up there, and you probably move a little bit higher, right? Probably up to like 20 cents even. Probably not going to be the winner, but Blue Zell looking frisky, that's for sure. I think Blue Zell is going to move anywhere between 19 to 23 cents by the end of September. If not by the end of September, and I'd be very surprised if not by the end of September, it looks like it's ready to pop right now. And a lot of these cryptos probably will. But if not by the end of September, sometime in October, probably early October, you would see this move take place. Looking good, Blue Zell. And that was at the request of DCI. Oh, sorry. I wrote DCI, Disgruntled Canadian Investor, right there. I drew a little Canadian leaf next to it to remember. Our homie from the Great White North, that one's for you. And for everybody else who is looking at Blue Zell, wanting me to do that. You know, I know a lot of people were requesting that. Here's another one a lot of people were requesting is Digibyte. You know, there's some fundamental stuff I want to go over. It might have been you, Andres Mendez. It might have been you, Andres, that asked me this. I'm not 100% sure, but somebody was telling me that the creator of this coin might be coming back to like work with it. I don't know if that's true. Take that with a grain of salt. Look it up yourself. I don't know if that's true. It could be. It might be a total like just rumor that has no foundation to it. I don't know. Or maybe he comes back and it's still not that big of a deal. But I don't know enough about the fundamentals. I want to do a more fundamental video on Digibyte. I need to do some homework, but I have a lot of catching up to do with these requests. But for now, I'm just going to do a relative TA, right? And relatively speaking, I don't like the chart at all. I don't know if there's good things going on, fundamentally speaking, but the chart looks terrible. You're wicking up. Everything else in the market right now looks like it's waiting to move up, and it just hasn't for some reason. This thing looks like it's waiting to move down, and it just hasn't for some reason, which I'll give might be a good thing, maybe. But man, when everything else is looking coiled to the upside, you're looking coiled to the downside. That's not a good look. Daily RSI, just, it's bad, man. I've been saying it now basically since this week here, like since this week here, right, that Digibyte's in the doghouse, and it really is in trouble. I'm not saying that I don't expect it to see higher prices than this, right? It probably will come back up. It might even see higher prices than this. I'm just saying, as of now, as of what's happening now in this chart, I'm skeptical if Digibyte sees new all-time highs, right? I'm skeptical if you get above your like relative golden ratio from this high to low here. I'm not skeptical if you get above this high. I definitely think that you could. And I think if you're patient, you could. But perhaps first, you go down more. You kind of look like you want to go down more. And maybe not dramatically, but a little bit more, and then you can move up later. But your weekly RSI sucks. You're staying below the 40 a lot of the time. You just can't seem to get above it. You're wicking up all the time. Your daily RSI also sucks. You're getting oversold. You can't even get overbought. Your moments above the 50 are way smaller compared to your moments below the 50. And when you do get above the 50, your moments to shine, you do nothing with it. Lower highs, that's it. Or wicks. Nothing. So Digibyte, unfortunately, is getting the call that it's going down. None of that's good to me, man. I would love to be wrong because I love Digibyte. I actually really do. I have no hate toward Digibyte. It's an OG coin, man. I hate seeing these OGs getting knocked off cycle after cycle. It just happens, right? But it does happen. This could be one of them. And I'm telling you, if what I think is going to happen happens, if this move happens down here, that's the death of Digibyte. Like it'll come back. I think it will like come back, and it could, maybe it has a lower high still above these prices. I think it has a chance because we have a whole bull cycle to go to have a higher high than this, but still a lower high overall on the cycle to cycle. And that's what I mean by it's the death of Digibyte, right? You're going to have a lower high at that point and lower lows. You're done. You're done. You know, that's the death. That's the death of charts whenever in crypto, whenever it comes to macros, really, right? It's very rare that a coin can get lower highs cycle after cycle and lower lows cycle after cycle and then come back from that. It's very rare. I can't think of anything personally that's done that. So I am calling for you to move down, Digibyte. Calling for you to move down to 004 to 00333. It's been a long time coming. You've been in the doghouse, and you have done nothing productive in there, man. You've been a very, very bad dog, Digibyte. Unfortunately, that's my call. Yeah. Yep. Maybe I'm wrong. You are at the bottom of this zone. It, to me, seems like you should have gone lower, but you haven't. Maybe you go up. Maybe you go up first and then you go lower. I don't know, but it doesn't look good to me. I don't like it. Digibyte, that's that. Shiba for Jose and Dehar. Let's see. Shiba on Coinbase. This one actually looks good, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros, 1, 5 is the current price. From a relative high to a relative low. You're above your 236 right now. Did you close yesterday? Yes. No, you did not. Yes, you did. So perhaps you're seeing a move up to your 382, which is at 4 zeros, 187. I could see that. Daily RSI looks poised properly. Weekly RSI would allow for it. I think so. Previous areas of resistance find a support, 123 weekly moving average. So yeah, I think 4 zeros, 1874. Previous areas of resistance here. I bet you do move up here, find resistance. Maybe you find support there and then you move up later. But up and then down, Shiba, easy. SHX. Now, God first, you requested Stronghold. I wrote SHX because you requested it in a crypto video, but just so you know, Stronghold also is a crypto mining company, SDIG, Stronghold Digital Mining. So I'm not 100% sure which one you meant by Stronghold, but I'm going to do SHX because that's just my assumption as to which one you wanted. A lot of people in this channel have requested SHX. I say a lot of people, just a few people, so that might be the one. Low to high here, 382 holding up, yes. You need to get above the 236. I think I remember saying this last time, right? I was a little bit, I forget if I was bearish or bullish on it last time. I think I was bearish because you rejected your 50. But you need to get above your 236. If you get below your 382 before you get above your 236, then you're going down here. If you get above your 236, then this is your low. Congratulations, you're moving higher to new highs. Your 236 is at 0.006464. Your 382 is at 0.0037. Get above, get below. Either way, you're in the middle right now. I don't know where you're going to go. Weekly RSI looks terrible, so it looks like you might want to go down. But the daily RSI looks kind of good, actually. To be completely fair, that actually is a really good-looking daily RSI. So maybe you could go down a little bit from here. Oh, man, you're crowding your 123 too. This actually does look kind of good. Right, look, you crowded it here, had one last little lower high, and then you broke through it. You're crowding it here. You have one last little higher low, right? You go to that zone that you should not break. You find support off of it. You get your higher low, and then you go, right? It's like the inverse of that. So I could see that. Probably down a little bit and then up. If not, man, if you just move up from here, great. That'd actually look really good. I would actually have some confidence that you're going to break this line before we even get there. But as of right now, the daily RSI does look good. Okay, I want to stick with that because I said that. But you could go lower first. Right, you could go a little bit lower and still look fine, right? It'd still be a higher low in the RSI. You could go all the way down to your 40 area, and that would look really good too. So you could go down to your 382 is all I'm trying to say. I guess I'm calling for a move down with SHX. 0.0037 around there is where I'm thinking you're going to go, and then up. If I'm wrong, it wouldn't take much to prove me wrong. You'd probably just have to get above 0.0052. You get above there, you stay above there, you close days above there. I think it's on, man. Like, I think it's genuinely on to like new all-time highs. That's SHX for you. SWFTCoin is next for Beirut or Barrett. I don't know. I wrote that wrong. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Maybe it's Beirut. I don't know. We're doing this one for you, SWFTCoin. SWFTC. SWFTC here from a low to a high. Tipping at 618, actually front running it, which I think is nice. Previous areas of resistance, finding support there, also nice. Is that the proper fib to draw? Would it be more appropriate to use this low? I don't know. Let's look at it. Let's compare. Let's take notes. That is pretty well respected. That actually looks cleaner. It's not as common to find support here in this area. To me, this makes more sense on a fib perspective, but that looks way cleaner. That looks way cleaner. Yeah, I'm going to go with this one for the fib. I think so. In this case, SWFTCoin, it kind of looks like you might want to go down. But again, you did actually find resistance off your 382. You should have gone down here, but you didn't. Now you're at your 382. Let's look at the daily. Maybe you're going to break out. Maybe you're changing the trend right now. SWFTCoin, by the way, at the request. Oh, yeah, I already said that. Okay. Let's see. That's kind of an inverse head and shoulders, kind of. I'm not going to call it that because of this weird thing down over here. I think you move up, man. I think you do. Good for you. Good job, SWFTCoin. Yeah, dude, I think you do. Good job. Nice. Yep, holding the line. Next target area is a half cent. You're at 0.00325 right now, so a half cent. Again, probably by the end of October is what I would expect, if not higher. You could be genuinely, you could be here by the end of October. You could be up here by the end of October. You could be high. It's hard to say, but I think half a cent around the end of October, if not sometime in November, that sounds about right. That's your next move, in my opinion. That's SWFTCoin. PEPECOIN is the ticker, is what I was told. And it's on MEXC. Moved up a lot. Good job. Bullish and that's a bull flag. Bull flag. Looks like it wants to move up from here. A lot of volume. Kind of weird. It's on MEXC though. It looks good, man. It's gonna go. What is this? Hold on now. What is it? Hold on. Is it gonna see a 57x? Like not by the end of the cycle. I mean by the end of this next move. That's right. Like PEPECOIN. Let's see. 411 million. It's not a lot of volume for a $411 million market cap coin. Whatever. Especially like if that's a lot of volume recently and it's still not really that much volume at all. Anyways. Yeah, I think you're moving up, man. 411 million. I don't think you're going to see a 57x. I suppose you could. That'd be a really high amount for a spin-off of a spin-off of a meme coin. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. High to low. The only reason I'm saying 57x is I'm looking for a matched move. Generally speaking, with these 382 pullbacks and then support, like this kind of maneuver, it's a bull flag. You look for a move that is literally identical to this, right? Like that's how you do a bull flag, right? You basically do that, and that'd be all the way up here. What's the current price? What would we be at? Let's see. I mean, a true 57x, like whatever it was from the low to the high, that put it at 190. And I don't know if that's going to happen. There are deep extension targets up there. And these actually have been respected a little bit, the 2886 and the 3113 across the space here and there. But that 2272 might be the more expected area. 2618 to the 1618. I don't know, man. It's really hard to say. I do believe PEPECOIN's going to move up higher. I do believe it's going to exceed its 1618. I don't know where it's going to go to. I'm having a hard time. But certainly I believe it'll break $12 by the end of the year. It could break $70, $60 by the end of the year, man. It's hard to say. It's hard to say, but this one definitely looks like it wants to run up a lot in a very short amount of time. Is it the winner? Maybe not. You're overbought right now. You moved up. You look a little bit exhausted. Maybe you do move up from now, but for what you're looking, you might move up to here, and then you find some resistance, and then you come down, and then you move up, right? Something like that in line with these lows here. It kind of makes sense. Sorry, that wasn't the best line, but I don't know why I can't draw. I normally can draw very straight lines, but whatever. I say that, and actually I think this channel has proven that I can't draw straight lines. Why did it curve right there? Like I don't feel my finger curving. I'm trying, man. I don't know. You can see what I'm going for, okay? Right? A little bit up and then a little bit of down. Volume's dying off as you're moving up, right? And you already don't have a lot of volume, so one last little test and then up. That's probably what you're gonna get for PEPECOIN there. BP Crypto. I hope that was enough for you. Tia for Muhammad Al Mensi Celestia. Looking at it here, man, TIA is one of those coins that I wish I bought while it was down here, right? Because I think that this thing could do well. It's just so new, right? Like this is its all-time history, essentially, right? It doesn't go back further. We don't know. I don't think it goes back further than that. I think this is its all-time history. I just don't know with a coin like this, was it going to keep going? You know, how much lower is it going to go? Could it have kept going? Is it going to bounce back? Is it going to see a new high? I don't know. But as of right now, volume's coming in, bouncing at this area in the RSI, looking good, moving up like this. Like I'm hesitant to be bearish, that's for sure. I'm definitely bullish on this right now. Looking at it from a high to a low, up to your 382 you go, 722, you're at 630 right now. On a daily prospect, you have lower highs here and higher highs, so that is bearish divergence. You've had that move down already, it looks like. Maybe just a little bit. Maybe you have a little bit lower to go. You're at $6.30 now. Maybe just a little bit go down to $6 itself. You've kind of already done that. You don't have to, but if you move down like 30 cents, don't be worried, right? I definitely do believe that you're moving up higher. Nonetheless, very bullish daily looking RSI. Weekly RSI looking frisky. It's not there yet, but it is looking frisky. I would say when you get above this 50, when you get above this 382, then it's probably on. So 722, a critical area, I think. When you break above that, it'll be on to like this $10, $12, $13 area and beyond that even, right? This thing moved up really fast. We don't know how it moves, really. It moves up fast. It moves down kind of slow. But in a straight line, nonetheless, both directions. So I'm going to assume that this thing more or less is on a nonstop train to $34 to $62, somewhere in that zone. You're at $6.30 right now, TIA. But again, primary target to focus on, you're at 630. Primary target right now is 722. Get above there. Do it, TIA. You got to do it. PLI for Tiger Crypto, or maybe it's Tiger Crypto. I don't know. You're asking what I think of PLI. I don't think much of it. I think it's at its all-time lows. A lot of volume down here. It might be a prime opportunity to buy. It might suck. I don't know. There's something about this coin, right? Is it XDC? Is it's like in tandem, maybe not tandem. It's related. It's got something going on with another coin, a Bitcoin. I'm sure I'll get comments. I don't know what it is. I don't know too much about it, but a lot of volume here nonetheless. Okay, and you're not going anywhere. I'll tell you, if we had a lot of volume up here and we weren't going anywhere, and we didn't really, we actually had the opposite. When volume's decreasing as you're moving up, that's a bad thing, right? And it's also a good thing when volume's decreasing as you're moving down, right? We weren't moving down, though, as volume was increasing. We were already at the low, and then we just moved sideways as volume like really increased. We were moving down with volume increasing, and then as we got here, we hit a wall for some reason right at our current all-time low, and then we had a lot of volume come in. Should have sent us down, but it didn't. I have a feeling you're going to move up. I do. So what I think about this Tiger or Tiger Crypto, I think from a high to a low, you are going to bounce. And when I say bounce, something like this. Something like this, man. Not like this, not like this, not like this. More, right? Something like this. Maybe not quite as big, maybe not quite as fast, but still, it's not going to be like this on the way down, but on the way up. It's going to be like this on the way up more so. All the way up to this 618, 69 zone around 6.1 to 7.2 cents. You're at 1.5 cents now. By the end of the year, I could see that. By the end of this month, I don't know. But, I don't know where you'll be. Your primary targets technically are at 2.5 cents. Technically, based on really any kind of analysis, not just fibs, it's very inappropriate to call this a low, I think. It's appropriate to look for a low at a current all-time low, to look for a bottom, right? With the volume there, especially, it helps. But we don't have enough information to solidify that or validate that. So don't count your chickens before they hatch. Don't get your feelings hurt if we go down. Anything's possible. But, yes, the great mystical TA wizard sitting in his living room, who gets things wrong sometimes, I'm calling for a move up, right? Like a nice V-shaped recovery. Generally, V-shaped recoveries, too, they go past where the V started, and this V definitely started up here, right? If it were to be a V-shaped recovery. So, yeah, that's plugin, PLI. That's what I think about it. Let's talk about Dogecoin for Chris Wildfong. My man Chris. All right, let's see here. We're at 10.89 cents. We were at 11 cents last time we talked about it, right? I think I talked about it last night, and I was saying, don't get too hasty with this thing, man. Don't get too excited, right? It'll move up. It'll move down. Dogecoin is boring right now. Okay, it's going to be very boring. If you want a more in-depth analysis than what I'm about to do, I would highly recommend. Come on now. Let's see. It'll show you guys what videos I like to watch. Let's see. Oh, Halo. Halo lo-fi beats. That's funny. Skyrim. You guys, Skyrim ambient music is actually really, really, really soothing. But let's just see here. Not playlists. How do I go? Do I go to view? I just need to click on my channel. Here we go. For Dogecoin, right? If you guys want to watch a more in-depth video on Dogecoin, it's only 6 minutes long, but that one might tell you more of what I'm trying to say. But long story short, I think it's going to be boring. Maybe it moves up from here. The daily RSI looks fine. The weekly RSI looks poised enough to go up. Maybe, because SHIB also looks like it wants to move up. SHIB won't move up without Dogecoin, though. As much as they try to get away from being a Doge spinoff, they are a Doge spinoff. They can't get away from it. Maybe Doge moves up to 12 cents or 12.5, 13 cents, maybe somewhere around there. But then it moves back down. I would think it does stand to go below its current price. It might not go below 10 cents again. It might not. I've really started to flirt with that idea over the past couple days. It might not go below 10 cents again. But as of now, I am still looking for prices to buy below 10 cents. That's my, anytime it goes below 10 cents, I'm looking to buy Dogecoin. It might not, though. And at that kind of case, maybe I'll buy at 10.3 cents, 10.4 cents. I could buy somewhere around there. It's hard to say. We'll see how high it goes. We'll see how it feels on the pullback, what everything looks like, what the kind of tempo of the market is. But as of right now, I would expect a little bit of upside, maybe a whole nother cent or so, but then some downside. It's not time for Dogecoin to run like this yet. That'll be later this year. Later. We're in the later part of the year. Just a little bit later. Okay, so that's Dogecoin. I hope that helps as to what I'm expecting, right? 12 to 13 cents. You're at about 11 cents now. If you move down instead of going up and I'm wrong, great. You get to buy at cheaper prices. Doge is not broken. Doge is one of the coins out of all the coins that I'm interested in buying or that I have bought or that I know of in the top 100. Doge is like one of 5 that I'm certain will be here, and like certain with a high degree of confidence will be here, not just next cycle, but the cycle after, right? Most coins right now in the top 100, like when I say most, I mean 90% of them. 90 out of the top 100 coins will not be in the top 100. They probably won't even be in the top 200 in 2 cycles from now. Dogecoin, I think not only will it be in the top 100 still two cycles from now, it'll be in the top 20 still, I think. Maybe even in the top 10, top 5, it's possible. But so if it goes down, and what I'm trying to say by that is if it goes down, don't worry about it, right? It's probably going to be fine. But if it moves up, if it does what I'm saying, moves up to 12 to 13 cents, hold your horses, don't get too excited. It's probably not go time yet. It'll probably come back down to this price, if not lower. I'm looking for an entry below 10 cents. Potentially, you'll get it as low as like 10.3 to 10.5 cents, but we'll see. Time will tell. Anyways, that's Dogecoin. Man, I'm not going to go to bed at all tonight, am I? This is the only video I'm doing tonight, guys. I wanted to make more videos, but man, I had some things I had to do. My computer wasn't working. I was killing flies earlier. I killed like 3. I was on the hunt, man. I know I said it earlier in this video, but you guys, you don't understand how much of a ninja I am with killing flies. I literally took a flip-flop and I threw it like a shuriken, like one of those throwing stars, right? I threw it, killed a fly. It was sitting on the wall. Well, actually, it was sitting on my cat's food on the top. I'm not going to bring it over. I want to, just to show you what I'm talking about, but there's a lid on top of it, okay? It's like their food dispenser. And I was probably about like 5 feet away, and I just went, like I aimed, man, like a shuriken, man, like one of those throwing stars, right at the top of it, smoked the little bastard, man. And there were 3 of them. There are 3 of them. I say little, they're actually kind of big. Getting off on a tangent here, but that's what took me so long, was I was killing flies. My computer genuinely, I had to restart it like 5 times. It just wasn't working. It would have worked, but you wouldn't have had the camera. I need the camera. I need to be seen. And then I don't know what else. I was putting my daughter down. I got excuses, man. Trying to settle things up in the Discord with Mr. Hat. We're getting things cleaned up in the Discord. The no rules rule is going away, and I'm sad about it. But at the same time, it's probably about time for that. So, let's continue, guys. Let's continue. I've just kind of decided to say screw it with the whole. I don't even know, man. With like keeping things on track, I guess. Joe Coin, was it Joe Token? Is that what you wanted? Or is it Trader Joe? Is it Trader Joe? You said on AVAX. That's AVAX there. We're going to do it. Joe Token. Joe Token it is. Joe Token. Sagaro. Joe Token, right? Let's see. 37.8 cents right now. Looking frisky. Looking frisky. What about on a weekly basis? How much time you got here? Double bottom. Nice. Off of your all-time. That's nice. That's actually good structure. Good job. Kind of have a flat top here. That's nice too. High to low. Yeah, I think you do move higher. I'm not certain you move above $1.24. It's probably a low cap coin, right? So it probably wouldn't take much to send it to new highs. So I don't doubt it. I'm just not going to call for it because I'm not certain of it either. But I am pretty convinced that you will move up to your 618.886 area, somewhere between 63.5 to $1.01. You're at 37.8 cents now. And yeah, absolutely, I wouldn't be surprised if it moved higher. But things to consider, right? Joe Biden, he's the president, but people don't look at him like that right now, right? They're looking at Kamala like the president. She's the VP, but she's the potential next president. Like, she still is the vice president. Everybody obviously knows that. But I feel like he's not, when people think about the election, they're not thinking about Joe. So the Joe tokens, maybe they might take a back seat. Unless some stuff starts coming out about him, some scandalous stuff, some silly stuff, some media publicity stuff, whatever. Like maybe he's going senile. Maybe he dies. I don't know. Things get more expensive when they die. WaveX on Let's Fucking Joe. Let's fucking Joe. It's like, let's fucking go, but let's fucking Joe. People are funny, man. I love people. People are funny. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this thing. I do feel like it's going to move up, though. That's all I'll say. Where to? Again, at least 63.5 cents to $1.01.6 cents. But if I had to guess, I would bet you probably have no problem getting up to $2 to $3.66. You probably don't. But again, I'm not calling for that personally. But I wouldn't bet against that happening. I bet it does happen, but I'm not calling for it. Liquidity, LQTY, from Original Crested. By the way, Joe is for Ivan Ildo. Sorry. Original Crested. We're doing this one for you. Liquidity. That's the kind of thing, like, if you're not an economist or a trader or a financial person, you wouldn't get it, right? You would just, if you're like new to crypto, you're like, liquidity. Oh, that sounds cool. Like liquidity. It's like a play on words, right? I would assume. Or is it liquidity? It's like liquidy. I don't know. From a high to a low. 382 resistance, 069 support. I like the respect you're showing on your fibs. You do have a double bottom at your all-time lows. That's kind of nice too. In an area to find support, not enough to convince me that you're there yet, but I'm convinced still, man. I'd not there to convince me fundamentally, like on a technical aspect. But I'm convinced because it's just that time of the cycle, man. And you got a double bottom going on. I don't know. You're not getting oversold when you should have. Rejecting the 382 below the 236. That should have gone down, but you're back at your 382. I think you move up probably to $1.73 to $2, somewhere around there. That's your primary target for now. And then, yes, I do believe you move higher. When you get above 298, that's when it's really time to get excited. Then we start talking about 654, 1322, higher than that even. But until then, let's focus on $1.73 to $2, okay? That's my thoughts on liquidity. Moving up. Yes, sir. Definitely. I think so. If it moves down from here, it's not going to be by much, man. You've got some upside waiting. VELO, God first. It's the red one, right? VELO. VELO looks like it wants to move down. Like it should have moved up, but it didn't. Let's see. Let's wait. Let's wait. I don't know, actually. No, I think VELO moves down. Let me get one with volume. I think it moves down. Yeah. So VELO probably down to 1.6 to 1.55 cents. If you break this low at 1.37 cents, you're going lower, man. Hopefully not, though. Obviously, if you break that low, you're going lower. Sorry. It's like if you breathe in, you're breathing air. If you break this 886 level here at 1.437 cents, likely you're going to go to 1.24 to 1.09 cents itself, somewhere in there. Okay. I don't think you will, but let's look for this 61869 zone, 1.58 to 1.54. Look for support there. I do think you're moving down just a little bit from here, but then up. VELO. Used car for Mr. Jordan Bailey. Used car. A gently used 2001 Honda Civic. I love that. A gently, right? It's not a slightly used. It's a gently used. I don't know. Was this like the target area I thought I was going to go to? Probably. I don't know when I last did analysis on this. We missed it by a hair, didn't we? Not by a hair. It was by a large hair. Okay, looking good. Looking like you want to move up. Yeah. Looking good. Looking very good. Maybe you take a back seat for a second, right? Previous areas of support, find some resistance. Current areas of resistance, find some resistance, and then move down. Yeah. So a little bit of downside and then some upside probably. I'm going to call this like a fake outlook, so I'm not going to measure from that high there. I bet you pull back to your 236 at 0.00626. You're at 0.00836 right now. If not 0.00626, maybe 0.0072, somewhere in that area. But down first and then up. Where am I going to go when I move up, I hear you asking? Hard to say. But from a high to a low, I bet you move up to 3.6 cents to 11 cents itself, somewhere in that area. That's my thoughts. When it is time to move up. But not yet. Not yet. You're moving up. Obviously, you just moved up, but probably a little bit of downside first and then some upside. Angel or Angel properties. Anjanel. I don't know. Anjanel properties. We're doing this next one for you. Mana is the request. Mana on Kraken. We'll go ahead and do Kraken. Daily RSI looks good. Weekly RSI looking like it wants to do good, right? You're at a low point in the RSI, low point in this range. It's kind of like Digibyte, right? Except it's doing what I wanted Digibyte to do, right? Like Digibyte back here, Mana was in the doghouse. I remember saying the same things about Mana, and there was another Sandbox, or there's another crypto too that I can't remember, but it was in the doghouse. But here we are. We're not wicking and then coming back down here. We're actually closing and moving and not getting volume, which is kind of lame. But Kraken isn't the most used exchange. Getting a little bit of volume, average volumes. That's not bad. Daily RSI looks nice. It looks cocked and ready to go, man. Right below this 123 moving average, really ready to explode. I think it is going to see a nice movement up. Being that we're at the base of this accumulation range too, this whole like range here, I think we will see a nice move up. It's just a matter of time. So kind of like compound is how I would describe this one. We're just waiting. We're just waiting, man. Right? You get above 36 cents. That's your primary target from here. You're at 31.2 cents. You get above 36 cents. We're good for 49 to 54 cents. Sure. But really, we're waiting to get above these highs, man. When we get above these highs, that's when it's exciting. That's when we're talking about $2, $4, $7, $20, more than that, right? Like But until then, until these highs are taken out, we're stuck with 36 cents, right? 31.18 right now. Primary target is 36 cents. Maybe we get there, maybe we don't, maybe we die. But probably we get there and we break through and we continue to go there. And we probably don't stop here. Primary target, yes, but we probably, even if we do stop a little bit, we're going to continue. And if I say probably one more time, you should probably play a drinking game where you drink every time I say a word. Zcash, comparing it to LTC, also for Mr. Jordan Bailey. I meant to do this on its own video, but we're going to do this here, I guess. Zcash, USD as well, on Coinbase as well, sure. Yeah. So, Zcash looks like it's gaining value versus Litecoin. On a weekly basis, I like it. I like the weekly RSI. It looks like it wants to continue gaining value versus Litecoin. On the fibs, it looks like it wants to go down. Let's look at the daily. The daily would suggest you go down. Oh, but you have bullish divergence. Let's see how today closes. Jordan Bailey, request this one again, man. You're at a critical point right now, actually. You really are. Hell of a time to get the request out there. I know you requested it a little while ago, but it depends. Let's see. Request this one again. Let's revisit this in 2 days, because I have a feeling you do find support here, but you have 19 hours left in this day. Okay, if you come down and you close this, well, you're definitely going lower. But if you close it green like this or higher than where you are now, like, dude, you're set up for a nice look here. Really. Let's check in on this in a couple days. It's a weird chart, but it's kind of at a very critical point. And I do think it finds support here. It's previous area of resistance. I do think it finds support here. I really do. But let's check in on it on a couple days. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch. So kind of a no analysis on that one, unfortunately. But I do think it's going higher for what it's worth, and where I think it's going to go, you're at 43% of a Litecoin per Zcash right now, probably 58% to 67%, and then obviously higher. This thing will probably overtake Litecoin in dollar value over the coming months, I would think. LTC itself for crazy or is it co-razy trades? Co-razy trades are doing this for you. LTC, we're at $66.5. Daily RSI looks awesome. Price action looks pretty decent itself. You could go a little lower. Sure. I think you're going higher, right? The amount of lower that you have is going to be insignificant to the amount of higher that you have. You're at 66.57. Maybe move down to about 65 bucks, 65 and a half bucks. Okay, first. You might have already done that today already. If not, a little bit lower again, and then higher, right? And where's that higher going to be, I hear you asking? 66.56 right now. Relative fibs from that high to that low there would place you right at 82.69 to 87.7. And kind of like mana, kind of like compound, you're in this accumulation range, right? As exciting as this is, we're really just holding our breath until we break above this zone, because when we do that, we've got much higher targets in mind, right? We've got targets around 120, 280, all-time highs, new all-time highs in mind, right? So as exciting as $82.7 to $87.7 is, it's going to be more exciting when we get above that $100, $115 area. LTC looking good, looking frisky. Dogging me. Got that dog in me, man. Or are you dogging me? Whatever. Dogging me. Someone asked if this was milk. Does it look like milk in the camera? I don't know. I'm not going to say it is or it isn't. I'm not going to give away my secrets. I tell people to drink water all the time, but is this water that I'm drinking? Like, right? Like, a homeless person might tell you to stay in school, but did they drop out of school? You know what I mean? Like, I could be telling you to drink water, but am I drinking water? You know, dogging me. Got that dog in me. Oh, oh, oh. The dog is taking a powwow nap. Little nappy bye-bye. Let's make sure we're getting the right chart here. Dog. I know it's the right coin. I want to make sure, you know, age-wise, volume-wise. Yeah, it's the right one. Okay. Unfortunately, I can't really measure from a low. Like I can, but I don't think it's appropriate from this low to this high to measure, right? It gives us fibs, and this 382 is at the previous areas of resistance, but it's probably not going to be respected. I don't know how low this thing will go, so let's go off of percentages. That might be fun. Yes, I think it's gone low enough. 96% drop. I think so. I think it's gone low enough. I would say so. Oh, look at that too. Right here. Right at your previous areas of resistance. Yeah. Something tells me this is pretty well controlled. And it's rounding out. Yeah, I think it's going to move up. I think you found your low. If you haven't found your low, you're very close to it. The person that requested DOGINME, by the way, is Marcos Izquierdo. Yeah, Marcos, I think this one wants to go up, man. I feel comfortable enough calling that a low. It's technically not defined as a low yet. We don't have enough conclusive evidence in the charts, but you're at 3011 right now. Let's call for a move up to 3015. See how you do there. You get above there, it's 30247. And once you get above there, man, you basically solidify that this is your low, and we're looking for new all-time highs at 0.00432, 0.0068, 0.01313, as in 1.3 cents. Repeating. You're at 3011 right now. What? Dude, these are like immediate targets, right? Like this thing could 100x by the end of this year. It could. When's it going to move is the question, right? Probably with the rest of the market. Probably a low enough market cap too. What this could be the winner, man. I don't know. It might be a meme coin I want to buy. 7 million, very low. Decent trading volume for that though. Well, I'll be right back, guys. Gotta check on my notes. Okay, I'm back, everybody. I don't know. Low cap coin. if I was to buy this thing, I wouldn't put a lot of money into it. It could do really well, but it could not. There are a lot of coins in this position that can do well, and then they never do. They just never do, you know. So if you were to put money in this, or if the way I was talking about it got you excited at all to put money into it, low cap coin, low liquidity coin, enough liquidity if you want to put like small amounts of money in there, right? Not like tens of thousands of dollars, or even like probably any like multi-thousand-dollar amounts. You know, you could probably get multiple thousands in there and out relatively easy. But any serious money, like it wouldn't be worth touching. So I would say if you want to invest in this, small amounts of money. Okay, nothing significant. If $1,000 is significant to you, and it is significant, I don't care how much money you have, it's a significant amount of money. Obviously, in the grand scheme of things, it's not. But if 1,000 is significant to you, don't put it in here. Just because I said that you probably could and it would be okay. If 1,000 is a lot to you, put 100 in here, right? Don't put 1,000. Anyways, let's keep going here. DOGINME, looking like it wants to move up. I think so. Probably, relatively speaking, where's it going to go? Let's look for that 3015 area. Let's see how it does. ZKML. If I have to end this video soon, you guys, it's because my daughter is sleeping light. That was also part of a reason why it was hard for me to get this going tonight. Daily high to low. Holding support at the right areas, Marcos. Hell yeah, buddy. Nice. Looking good, bro. You're set, man. 43 cents to 58 cents. That's where you're going right now. You're at 21.5. Yeah. Probably sometime in October. First half of October, if not sometime in October, yeah. And then from there we're going up, man. Probably find resistance here, move back down here, find support where you found resistance before, and then you move up. But looking good, man. Finally seeing this come to fruition. Nice. Gotta love it. You held support right where you should have. Good job. Good job. Yeah. YFI for Drapier Johnson. He's a little bit Drapier than most of you Johnsons. This has a cap on it. The blue cap is for moonshine. All right, so from a high to a low, $5,200 right now. Comparable to Mana, Aave, Compound, Litecoin even, Digibyte, right? In an accumulation phase. Probably more comparable to Digibyte than any of them, but not quite as comparable because it's in the doghouse. It definitely is, but it's at least showing some resilience right now, and it hasn't actually seen a lower low, a lower all-time low technically. So, but it's also not being as bullish as some other things like Aave and Mana and Sandbox are right now, right? But not that Sandbox and Mana are comparable to Yearn, but I would just like to see you hold this line. I wouldn't like to see you go lower. And based off your weekly RSI, I think you're poised to do so. Based off your daily RSI, it looks like you do want to move up from here, which I think is crucial. I'm not completely convinced that YFI will see new all-time highs at this point. Those targets are still there. Absolutely they are, but you need to prove to me now. Okay? I'm not saying that it's in jeopardy. I guess I am saying it's in jeopardy of not seeing new all-time highs if it doesn't prove itself now. Now, proving itself now doesn't mean it has to just do this, right? It can go down. It can go up. It can go down. It can go up. You know, it doesn't have to be a straight line up, but you really just can't go below these lows here. You don't want to go, you don't want these somewhat significant lows to be overturned. You want to keep holding them as higher lows and keep moving out. So next target area, you got your 618, 69 area right now on the day already. 1 hour's hot. 4 hours hot. Volume's not. Let's see, probably a move back down here at 5,200 right now. A move back down to about 5,100 and then up. Let's call for that. YFI. Where are you going to move up to? 5,400, 5,500, 5,600. Eventually 6,000, 7,500, but Primary targets are at 5,500 to 5,600. You're at YFI right now. WLD for Dimitri. WLD, WorldCoin. We've got JASMY and then MNW, and that's it, guys. WorldCoin, looking good. Good job. Weekly, relative low to the relative high, right at your 886, 786 area. Perfect. Get above your 618. It's critical that you get above this area, right? You don't find resistance in it. Very critical. Okay, so get above $2.53. If you don't, you're dead. Seriously though, get above $2.53, and when you do that, the next target area would be probably, like, realistically $4.58. We can just bypass this 0.5, $4.59. Let's just call it $4.60. You're at $2.06 right now, so $4.60 is on the brain if you can get above 253, 254. Let's say 254. Get above there. Do you get above there? I mean, you look like you want to. You can go down from here. It's okay, but I wouldn't expect that you do. I would expect that you do continue moving. Let's just see. I would expect you do keep moving up, yeah. Yeah. So that's WLD, JASMY, relative high to the relative low. Looking frisky, like you want to break this 382. You probably move up to about 3 cents, 3.23 cents. That one was easy. Thank you, Julio Pina. Yeah, that one's easy. I think 61869, 3 to 3.2 cents. It looks perfect. Looks like it's meant for it. You're going to see a move just like that, either by the end of this month or probably more likely the first week or two of October. I like that first week. Something just like that. Yeah, beautiful. JASMY. And maybe it's like that, and then boom, it erupts. Like, who knows? You could be breaking out, because then you'd be breaking out of this. I don't know. You're in this overall, like, larger consolidation phase. Like, who knows when you'll see these targets coming into play. But for now, you're at 2.2 cents. Let's call for that 3 to 3.2 cent, 3.3 cent area. JASMY. Finish this bad boy up with MNW, Morpheus Network, right? For Mr. Daniel Kosmala, Danny Boy himself. You guys, Danny, the Cosmo Koala himself, he has been following the channel. Danny, I think you were in my first 100 subscribers, if I'm not mistaken. I think you're in my first like 50 or 80 subscribers, man. One of the first person to do requests regularly, and not even like regularly. Some of you people are very regular, but yeah, Danny's been around for a while, man. Shout out to Danny. Much love, my man. Hope everything's well. Hope you're doing good. Hope your investments, trades, your life is doing well. And to all the subscribers, man. I appreciate all of you. But Danny, I just remember his name, man. He was back in the very beginning days, man. Very, 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 very beginning days. I think even before I took my hiatus. I took a 6-month hiatus, and I'm pretty sure Danny was a follower. That was way before I had 100 subscribers even. That's crazy. Anyways. Enough reminiscing. Morpheus Network. Because, yeah, man, it looks like it wants to go down. It had a little pop. You were asking me about it probably this week here when it moved up 27%. Yes. It's kind of in the doghouse too, but you are at these previous lows. That's nice. I don't like your structure on the fibs. I don't like your weekly RSI. I don't like your daily RSI right now. I don't like your price action either. From a low to a high, I'll tell you what you need to do. Basically, it'd be nice if you held this area. You didn't move any lower. That'd be nice. If you do move lower, essentially you need to hold 32 cents, 32.1 cents. You're at 38.6 cents now. You need to hold 32.1 cents. If not this area, that's fine. Hold this area. Move up. Get above 45.4 cents. You get above 45.4 cents, I would say that you're basically in the clear and looking like you want to move up higher. But Mr. Kosmala, if you could request this maybe in a week when we have more figured out, I'm not confident one way or another. Short term, I could see it moving up. Long term, it looks like it wants to move down. And you're at a point right now where I think it's very critical one way or another of you to move up or down for the long term. So let's just see how you interact with this area. I'd love it if you found support here. If you find support and then you reject this area, not necessarily a good thing, not necessarily a bad thing. You'll probably come down here. You could find support here, and if you find support here and get above this area, good thing. If you find support here and you reject this area, bad thing. If you find support and you reject this area, potentially good thing, potentially bad thing. It's hard to say. So too many possibilities from this zone here that could play out. I want to see how it plays out first. So right now the target, you're at 38.6 cents. I feel comfortable saying 45.4 cents. Do you get above it is the question. Do you get above it? Hopefully. Man, it might not even be the right call. That I don't know. 4 hour, rejecting the 50 multiple times and you didn't go down. You had every reason to. You could be in some kind of diamond. Is this a diamond? It's kind of. I don't know. Some kind of bottoming consolidation. I bet you do move up. I bet you do. But let's just see how high you go. If you can get above 45.4 cents, that's good. If you can get above there, then we can talk about higher numbers, but I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to get any hopes up until that happens. So let's just wait until the next request, I guess. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for you. If you like the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, the winner tonight is... Was it WOJAK? I say without a shadow of a doubt, and I say that with a little doubt. Wasn't it WOJAK? WOJAK from Mug Music. I'm going to look and see if maybe it was something else. Might have been WOJAK. I think it was. I believe it was. If not, and I'm giving it away to someone, I feel like it was WOJAK, wasn't it? I'm going to give it to you, Mug Music. I'm pretty confident it was WOJAK. That was the one that looked the best. PEPECOIN looks good too. I'm just less certain of it. I'm more certain of WOJAK. Yeah, both of those meme coins. But WOJAK, Mug Music, you're the winner tonight. Congratulations. Another win under the belt for you. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content. Thank you all for being here. It's the one and only video that I'm making tonight, but unfortunately I'm like an hour and 20 minutes past when I normally end making videos, and I've only made one video, man, and it was just a request video. Got it all out of the way so that I could, get people what they needed to hear. I've got a lot more requests to go, so if I didn't give you a shout out and you requested this, I only give requests, or I give shout outs to people who request it first. I go by the person who requests it first, so I'm not skipping you. I don't hate you. I love you all. I promise you. I'm not going to go through and give shout outs to 10 different people when I'm talking about one coin, right? Because we got to keep things moving. I trail off enough on my own, so look at me. I'm trying to end this video and I'm still talking, so ta-ta for now, my friends. Have a great day. Good night, wherever you are. Trade safe. Buckle up. Things are getting exciting. This is something I've been saying, actually. I hope you're here, whoever you are, listening to this still. If you're the type of person to listen to the end of the video, you've probably already heard this. So actually, it might not be that important for you to hear. But what I have to say is this is the time in the market where a lot of people trade things, right? They trade their coin that's been boring for 6 months for the coin that's popping off right now. Right? They trade their coin that's down 70%, 50%, 20%, however much over the last 6 months, and they trade it for the coin that's up 20% or up 70% over the past week. Don't do that. Bide your time. Add to your stacks. There's plenty. Almost all of these coins, if not literally all of them, will be moving up over the coming months, okay? So it's not hard to do. Just don't try and chase, because that's very easy to do, and it's very likely that you'll get screwed doing that, right? Don't try to chase things. You've got yourself set up. You might not have chosen the most perfect coin to pump, the coin that pumps the hardest, the coin that pumps first. You might not have chosen that, and you probably didn't. I probably didn't either, right? It's very hard to know what's going to pump first, what's going to pump the hardest. But you chose your coin. You chose it for a reason. You have more conviction in that coin than you will in some random coin that has your eye because it's up 70% in a week or 20% in a week. Don't trade it for the shiny toy. Hold your coins. You've been preparing, you've been planning for this whole consolidation phase of the bull market. We're about to get into the most exciting part. Wait, just wait, be patient. If you see a shiny new toy and you want it, buy some with some cash. Don't trade your coins for it. Throw some new money into it or something, right? But don't, and probably don't even do that. It's not good to chase, but just don't mess things up, guys. It's so crucial right now, okay? These coins that are pumping right now, while your coin, whatever coin it is, or coins, multiple coins, or stocks, whatever, that are involved with crypto are just sideways or sitting still, the coins that are pumping are meant to distract you, okay? They're meant for you to get distracted. You sell your coins right now low. You buy the shiny toy at a high price. They sell that shiny toy on you. They buy the coins that are at a low that are going to pump, and then you miss not just one pump, but both pumps. And the one that hurts the most is the one that you were preparing for. So don't sell the coins that you've been preparing for, which again, it's very likely that most coins are probably going to go up. Don't sell them for the coins that are going up now. Just be patient. Over the months, over the weeks, we're going to see things all start to go up together, okay? Then you can shit your pants a little bit if your coin is the only one out of the whole market that's not going up, okay? Then you can. But right now, just calm down. It's okay, right? It's okay if your coin's not moving up. Mine aren't either. Some of them are, but the big ones really aren't. So, you know, it's just patience. Been here before. We'll be here again. If it's your first time, just buckle up. You'll be here again. It will happen again. Anyways, guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.